네, 저희가 이제 세션 순서를 살짝 바꿔서 패널 토크를 먼저 진행을 하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 패널 토론은 지금 웹2에서 웹3로 넘어가는 이 시대에 대해서 이야기를 해볼까 하는데요. Near Korea Hub의 제너럴 매니저이신 스콧 리 님이 모더레이터를 맡아주실 거고요. 그리고 뉴맨 캐피털의 파트너이신 사일러스 입 님과 그리고 드림랩스의 파트너이신 레론 님을 무대 위로 모시겠습니다.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming and taking your time out of a busy schedule. My name is Scott. I'm from Near Korea Hub. I'm a moderator for today's panel. So we're going to talk about, how to build a new era from Web 2 to Web 3. And so we have two valuable panelists joining us, Cyrus and Lero. So would you guys like to introduce yourself?
All right. Hey, hello guys. My name is Cyrus. I'm a partner at Newman Capital. We are a Web3 crypto VC based in Hong Kong. We've been investing into different early stage projects since 2017-18. We also, besides Web3 investment, we also do a couple of private equities, tech focus, and also some alternative investment.
Hello everyone, I'm Lero from Dream Labs, and we are a Japan and Singapore-based venture and incubator. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. For those of you who don't know what Near Korea Hub is, we are basically launched a Near Korea regional hub. We are doing project onboarding, we're giving grants to good projects, and we are doing a community building, especially for the developers. And lastly, we also invest into projects, Web3 projects, such as like NFT, gaming, and DeFi. So I have I'll ask personal questions related to the topic for Cyrus and Lero, and I'm gonna ask you guys a common question. So first question for Cyrus. So when you look at all these stage Web3 projects, and when you do the due diligence, what do you consider, and what are the most important sort of decision factors when you are making an investment decision?
Well, this is actually a very broad question. So when we look into any new Web3 projects, well, first of all, we want to put a Web3 lens, into different projects. So we'd like to see if this project really decentralized enough. If this project it's really community driven, because community is a big factor in Web3, and I believe if there's any Web3 projects need to be success, community is a vital part. So we really would like to see how they build a community, how their go-to-market strategy would be, things like that. But and after all, we also consider the entire proof of concept, if that makes sense, is the competitor landscape, things like that. There's always multiple factors when we make any investment decision. But I think the most important of all is that we'd like to see how these projects were able to widen the adoption of Web3. I think that's very much lied to the design of the product. Is that really user friendly? Perhaps like Web2 audience friendly? Because a lot of projects, a lot of builders, they like to onboard Web2 users to Web3, and the key would be the design of the product. So that I would say that it's one of the most important factors, like at least for me.
Yeah, that's a really great insight. So to summarize what he just said, one of the most important things is decentralization. The second thing is community, and the third thing is in technology. Yeah. Seems like Cyrus is looking at most of various factors when he's making an investment decision. Thank you for your insight. So another question is for Lero. I know coming from engineering and developer backgrounds, what are the main difference when you're building Web3 products compared to building an app on a Web2 sort of environment?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is when you build up Web2 apps or software, what's the thing is the most you should focus is how to make it easy to use and how to make it stable. But in Web3, what you will consider the first is the economic model. Because in the Web3 world, even the product is not so good now, but if the economic model is very good, they will get a massive adoption. And even if your economic model is not so good, it means we say very, very true is the people cannot earn money from this app or cannot let the economic fluence very good. Even your app is very good, but maybe you just can get a few users because you can never competitive with the native Web2 app. So I think the most important is first you were thinking about how to design your economic model. Then is the application itself. Yeah, because Web2 is like when we see the whole economic is Web2 actually is we can say is a venture-driven industry, right? But Web3 is like venture plus users. What I mean is like investor and second market buyers, and these provide the money. And then they provide all the economic. So I think the first thing is the economic model. Then when you're promoting your apps, you will get feedback from your users. Then you continue to make your apps better. So in summary is first we consider about economic model, then we design the app, and day by day better. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting aspect that being a developer, he's mentioning that token economy is very important when you're designing Web3 products, and we've all seen falling down of Axes and Stephens, and there was a good case where it shows it's a key feature to design a well tokenomics, and also I think Web3 products are in general they are not mobile friendly. And yet, so what he's saying is, in order to remove the barriers and hurdles, we gotta make it so that it's very easy to use. There's no hurdle, and it's mobile friendly. So I think that's a good insight. Yeah, thank you. So I'll just ask both of you guys common questions. So I think one of the keyword or a lot of people are mentioning about the mass adoption, right? So that's what we are trying to achieve, in this scene. Let's say we succeed in bringing Web2 to the masses. What are the next big questions we have to face as a collective using these protocols and all those solutions? Cyrus?
I would say it's probably a sustainable model of decentralized governance. So once you have a bunch of new users onboarding Web3, whatever project or whatever app that is, once you have the community, governance is going to be next. Honestly, I don't really see a lot of decentralized governance model in the market these days, and perhaps that is still a very under-discussed topic, among all the crypto Web3 people here. So, I would suggest, I actually want to hear, more experts, about insights on this, and we'd love to learn more about how to formulate a sustainable, decentralized, governing model for projects.
Yeah, for me, I was thinking is when we are building the economic, it's like, in fact, building a country. When we're building for example, when in Web2, you just focus on your industry. You just focus the most smallest things. You make it better. When you do Uber, you just doing the Uber. Only make people from here to there, most fastest and the cheapest way, right? But when you are considering about Web3 apps, you want to be a massive adoption. Your decision should be from your user and the investor. So let them feel they are the host of your economic. Everyone can take a participate role in your community. So I pay that. So I want to say something to that, and I want to get something to that. If you give people these three kind of things, I think the things will be better in the economic that you build. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think education is one of the most important thing when we are trying to bring mass adoption into Web3. That's why we are doing a lot of meetups, hackathons, our developer community, events, AMAs. Make sure you're part of the community and you understand the products and what kind of updates are being made, what kind of feedback they're getting. So I think it's very important to communicate with the users and holders. And like you said, Lero, we are in the Web3 scene. We are investor as well as the user, right? So I think it's a unique feature that we have. So I'll just ask another question. So what you guys think? What does the space need to make it easier to feel comfortable and really remove barriers about participating in Web3 ecosystem? So what has to be done to make it easy to use, moving barriers so that people are more, friendly about using Web3 products? It could be wallets or gamings or anything.
I would say, well, of course, education it's key for sure. But in my opinion, it's ultimately down to the design of the product. I think the best Web3 product from a user's perspective is that they've never noticed they're using a Web3 product, right? So you don't need to click like 10 clicks to connect a wallet or to buy tokens or do whatever to just do a swap or anything like that. They can perhaps just complete the whole thing within like 3 steps. That would be something groundbreaking. At the same time, will be very easy, low barrier for Web2 people or non-crypto native guys to use Web3 products. I'd say the design of the product, the user journey, I'd say it's the most important thing.
Lero?
Yeah, for me, I think it divides to several parts. Yes, I totally agree that we should make the user's path more short. Don't let user click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 10. Maybe 1, 2, okay, I give up. I don't want to use that anyway, right? And of course, until now, the wallet, no matter the web wallet or Apple wallet, is more easy to use, but it's still very far away from the like one-click access, one-click login. You still need to jump on this web to this app to this app, and people will lose, right? But we are thinking about it is now the main distributor, I mean Apple distributor, is controlled by Google Play and App Store. And those two are very strictly let the Web3 Apple to list it on their store. I think this is the most biggest problem. A lot of very famous apps like Axie, it's been a long time. They need to use the enterprise certificate to let people to download the app, not just type on the name and download from the app store, right? So I think this is the best problem. This is the biggest problem. So why this problem has happened? Because App Store was thinking, you earn a lot of money, but you did not share to me, right? This is the biggest problem. Because they cannot control the money flow. In Web 2, they're very easy to control the money flow because people using the wire transfer or like credit card deposits. So they can control that. They can share their money. I think Apple and Google are not refuse the Web3, but they just want to make sure they can get the benefit from this industry, right? But now, because of the regulation, so many questions, people cannot buy in crypto or cannot buy in crypto, buying tokens or NFT and a lot of things using the legal way. I mean, use credit card or just a bank transfer, right? So it's like everyone doing that is still, developers still using a side way or bypass something, right? So I think this maybe should let the time to make it down. Everyone take effort, like we are hosting this with the governments, right? So I think when this problem is solved, everyone know how to share the money, how to get benefit from this economic. The problem will be success. We are using the very legal way to pay money, to earn money, to share money, and totally compliant. So I think that day will be better. Only rely on our developers or the founders or anyone, just one person, one part of the industry cannot solve the problem. It is a macro problem, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think there's a strong demand for Web3 Play Store or get the App Store. I mean, we have a well-built, central exchanges, stacks, or OpenSeas, NFT trading platforms. But I totally agree with you that we don't have any dApps marketplace yet. So I think there's a empty space there.
Yeah, I actually want to add on that point as well, because I've been seeing a lot of like dApps or Web3 projects. They're actually not really fully utilize the blockchain technologies. A lot of things at the back are still very centralized. Some of them are actually quite high degree of centralization as well. So, as a builder, they're not really, that could be multiple reasons of that for sure. Could be technology barriers, could be some other reasons, but that's why we're actually quite bullish on some things like middleware or some toolings that were able to to smooth that transition. So that's something we've been looking for in the market.
Sure, I totally agree. So the next question is, it could be a boring topic, but the main reason we are here is that Busan Metropolitan City is taking a bold move. They want to create this protocol for all these central exchanges and set up a standard for the ICOs, and they're taking a big step, like what Dubai is doing. So, I mean, coming from a background from Japan, Canada, and myself, Korea and Canada, I want to talk about some of the regulations and how, crypto-friendly it is with Japan and Canada. So, Cyrus, can you talk about how friendly it is and about the regulations and some of the limitations, some of the environment, regulation from the regulations perspective?
Yeah, regulation issues is always something that we keep looking at. Of course, if there's any place in the world that it's truly open to crypto, I know Busan is trying to do that, and also some other cities in the world they're also trying to do that as well. But for me, my eyes were still on Asia, regardless it's Busan or not, or maybe Singapore or Hong Kong, whatever. Because I think, like in terms of regulation, I think places like Hong Kong and Singapore, they have much more flexibility than in the US or in Europe. Of course, in the US and Europe, they have perhaps some other considerations, but Singapore and Hong Kong, they're like two very free economies. They want to open up, and I heard that Hong Kong is trying to open up even on a retail level for crypto. So maybe someday you're able to see like Hong Kong retail people can buy crypto via a regulated exchange or some platforms, and that could be a game changer, because in Hong Kong and Singapore, crypto mostly it's an institutional investment, but if retail can open up, that could be something else.
Right. Korea is kind of opposite, right? The retail market is very well built, but any companies or enterprise driven OTCs are not quite active. So I think we're going vice versa, but probably get there. Right. So what about in Japan? How is the situation is like?
Yeah, Japan, I think, is maybe the most unique area of the world in the crypto industry. So as you know, Japan used to have the first biggest crypto exchange in the world, MT Gox, right? Because it suffered from a very huge hack attack, right? So I would say that Japanese government should want to protect their users. So they take it very seriously to not license any exchange after that first happens. And day by day, especially in, we say, 2017, the industry grows up. They're trying to permit like 23 license to see what will happen. But soon, the Coinbase, Bitflyer was be stolen, right? So the Japan government was scared again. But as 2022, the industry goes again, right? So, but he did not catch this trade. So I would say the government is always hesitating. For me, I can tell some detailed things. For me, I was an incubator in Japan. I trying to apply some like ICO, IEO projects in Japanese exchanges. They give me a form. I look at the form, I see, holy X, the requirement is more strict than listing assets than Tokyo Exchange. Listing a crypto project is more difficult than listing enterprise in the Tokyo Exchange.
IPO.
Yeah. So ICO is much more, yeah.
But I get a sense that obviously, crypto Web3 have been generating huge demand, all over the world. But regulators around the world seems not able to keep up the pace as the industry. So I guess that could be some room for them, to catch up a little bit more. I would say we'd love to see that happen.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for your insights. I mean, for the Korean side, I think they probably better know than me, so I'll just pass the Korean regulations. But so as we come to a close, for the last question is, I want to hear your experience. If you were to pick one use case or one of the best portfolio you have invested or you have developed, it could be your own projects or anything. Can you just highlight one projects that you invested in and really the projects that you can think that as the best model or as a reference, good example from like Web 2 to Web 3, or it could be a Web 3 products.
Well, for me, I don't always mention names. I don't always mention project names, but one particular project that we are looking into is that the name of the project is called Tribe 3. So basically, it's NFT futures exchange. So it's NFT derivatives. So something you can think of it as NFT combining DeFi together. So basically, if you're familiar with the token trading, a lot of people trading BTC perps on different exchanges. The concept is the same. You can trade the floor price of blue chip NFTs collections as a perpetual product. So users can long or short with leverage. Let's say, for example, BAYC floor price. So for existing NFT holders, they can use this as a hedging tools. For those who are not able to afford to buy a BAYC, they can use this to gain exposure, to speculate. Things like that, I think is actually quite interesting. And honestly, it's still a blue ocean. I know a lot of people trying to build something like that, but there's still not, I don't see a clear winner yet. So I believe Stripe 3, potentially could be one of them.
Awesome. Lyra?
Yeah, for me, thank you for giving me an opportunity to do advertisement, right? Okay. Yeah, I want to promote the best game, I think. So the biggest feature is in this game, it's called DC. It's a traditional car play games. It's a Japanese traditional car play games. And the most biggest feature is you can both depose cryptocurrency and the fiat. So we can support the credit card top up. And then you play the game, then you earn NFTs, just like Stephen. Then you can withdraw the NFT. So the economic flow is you can both depose fiat and cryptocurrency. Then you can depose NFT. You can withdraw NFT out. So using this feature, we are open the new world not only to the crypto holders, not to the crypto industry players. We open that to the billions of traditional game players. And we are also listed on App Store and Play Store. So it's more easy. We are using, as I just said, using a very big effort to let the traditional players, even he don't know what is the digital cryptocurrency is, he can also enjoy the games. So we had this concept. During the whole life long, he playing the game. He didn't know he can ignore what happened to the crypto world. He just playing. Yeah, we are hidden. Yeah.
Where are you building your gaming? Any mainnets? Can you explain?
So the NFT is so there are two parts. The NFT is used in the BNC. Yeah, and we use the layer 2 and the layer 1. So when the people playing the game, they use layer 2. And when they have some asset exchanges, for example, they depose an NFT or withdraw an NFT, they depose the currency. We have interactive with the layer 1. At other times, they are just use traditional technologies. So we use the layer 1 to make sure they play smoothly, and we use the layer 2 to make their assets liquidity and secure. Yeah.
Great. I hope you also consider, when you're going multi-chain strategy, definitely think about building on Near.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, to summarize, I think there's going to be a lot of convergence, GameFi, LendFi, like DeFis, CFIs, and even NFTFi, right? There's going to be a lot of convergence between, each categories of our products. And also the gaming, I think it's a great GTM for all the mainnet layer 1s. I think Japan and Korea share the same common grounds that we love games, right? We are crazy about games. So just to tell you that there is going to be a G-Star coming up, November 17th, one of the biggest game conference in Southeast Asia. So if you guys rejoin, on the G-Star, Neo actually is going to come and join the G-Star. So hope you guys could participate and really enjoy the conference. So, thank you for inviting us to a great, panel session. Thank you, HUOBI Global. Thank you, HUOBI Korea, for inviting us. And if you guys this panel session helped you guys, to understand about the Web 2 and Web 3 and what's the differences and what we are building. So thank you so much, Cyrus, and thank you, Lara.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
네, 감사드립니다. 모처럼 또 세 분이서 대화를 나눴기 때문에 더욱더 또 의미 있는 이야기가 또 나눠지지 않았나 생각이 듭니다.